What's going on, guys? Sajjan here. Today I'm going to be talking about another trade deadline. I guess trade that was made during the trade deadline. This one will be the Bulls, who got Otto Porter from the Wizards, and the Wizards got Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis. Me as being a Wizards fan, I actually like this trade. For one, because it gets rid of Otto's big ass contract, um, which is, you know, it just outdoes his production for sure. Ever since he got drafted, and ever since ever since he got drafted, and ever since he got the big contract extension, it was a mistake that they made that they shouldn't have done by matching that offer that the Brooklyn Nets had made at that time. So um, that's for the Bulls. I really don't care what they do with him, but they get the Bulls. They get him. Um, the Wizards get Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis. Um, the thing is, is Bobby Portis is a guy that the Wizards need. He's like a he's like a it's like a four, so like a power forward, so a guy who could stretch the floor and you know get inside and do that low post scoring. Um, and so I like that. He's a restricted free agent, I think, after this year. So the Wizards will have the ability to re-sign him, um, and whoever wants to, or whoever, which other, if another team wants to sign him to a contract, the Wizards can match it. So I want to see what he does. And I think he will be successful here in DC. But again, it's half a season that you know we get to see. Um, Obviously, it does help the Wizards in the future, and it does benefit us in the salary cap, luxury tax, all that financial stuff. So the Wizards do have a little bit of room to you know spend during the summer. Um, as far as Jabari Parker, he's I guess a splash, put a, I don't know what you call it, financial thing to match the financial numbers to make the trade go through. So he's making $20 million with a team option next year for the same amount of money. Um, Honestly, I don't care what he does. He plays well, don't care. Does plays bad, don't care. Um, I would decline his team option. I'm sure anyone would do that. Um, so so I would decline his team option. That's $20 million as well, and um, I would say that the Wizards win that trade because who on earth would take Otto Porter's contract? I mean, I'm not sure, and especially the Bulls if you're trying to rebuild. But I do kind of understand why the Bulls will do that because they do not have a small forward, and they need small forward for the next few years. So why not use him? Um, for Porter, he has some success here and there. He was really supposed to be the third option. Um, you know, in DC, never really flourished. He was supposed to be the third option behind John Wall and Bradley Beal. Supposed to be that guy to come up and step it up in case somebody had one of them had a bad game or whatever it was. So um, that would be my case with this trade. But again, I think the Wizards win this trade by a lot because they dumped the big contract of Otto Porter, who was not producing much at all, and they gain I guess, not a prospect, but a good you know, player who could, benefit from a scene change, a different team because he was unhappy in Chicago, and so he has a new place to uh, play. So, and he's a restricted free agent after the end of the season. So he's motivated. He'll try to do his best and for whatever he gets. As far as Jabari Parker, he's just a guy who just sits here for $20 million, which I'm sure the Bulls have already paid him that. Um, he'll get some playing time just to show other teams some, if you want to call it, an audition for other teams to who would want to pay him for his services. And other than that, for this trade, I would say there's nothing else to say in this trade. But again, you hit that circle logo, please press that circle logo and subscribe. There will be two videos on the right side of your screen. Watch those two videos if you would